Now, onto the music scene. I've seen you're a music director. I've seen some of the musics you've directed to the different artists. You're a musician. I've seen you in live recordings and all that. So I want us to get to the music director bit. Maybe as a music director, what are the core nuggets to aspiring directors that you've learned over time? And I believe it's a lot of work in terms of coordination, because you are like the center of this output that you want to bring out. Maybe in the course of your learning, what are the nuggets that you wish to give someone and tell someone, for you to aspire to be in this form of music directing, these are 1 and 2 things that you need to have cracked down before getting into the field of directing? Yeah.
I think the first thing for me is people. You need to know how to deal with people, because you're directing people. Apart from the music, you're directing people to interpret that music the way it should be, according maybe to the vision of the artist. So the first nugget, which is the very most important nugget, is for you to know how to handle the team that you're with. And there's this saying that usually says that a sheep that leads lion is better than... No, it's usually lions that are led by sheep. No, a lion... It's the principle is sheep which are led by a lion are better than lions which are led by a sheep. So that means that when you're a leader, you should really know how to inspire people to do work. You should really know how to interact with them and just make them to become champions. And for me, if you are aspiring to do anything great, you need to really know, if you want to lead people anywhere, it's not even music directing, you really need to know how to handle them, how to see them as human beings and sympathize with them, how to bring out the best in them, their weaknesses, their strengths. So for me, that is my first principle, to know how to deal with people, because it's a human resource job more than even because I usually see if people are in spaces where they are not inspired to do things, they usually just do it for the sake of doing it, but they will not go that extra mile to try and bring that value to manifest. And so that for me is a big deal. The second thing is you really have to know you really have to be a hard worker and to know the roles and responsibilities of a music director. You cannot just be at the same level with everybody else. You need to do your homework, to do your research, to do just to plan and organize things well, because most things fall on your shoulder. So you have to be willing to not sleep when others are sleeping. And and now the skill part of it in terms of music is just to understand what sound you're going for and how you will interpret this sound in the minds of everybody. So that means you have to know, okay, I have this piece of music. I need the drummer to understand what I'm going for. I need the keyboardist to understand. So you really need to know that language of every musician, because the way you talk to a drummer is not the same you talk to a keyboardist. So you really need to know and understand the language of directing. Then you need to be confident and believe that you can do the work, because when you don't, it affects everybody. When you look like shake hujui nini unafanya, you don't know your stuff. Yeah. Then you also need to pray. Like, you need to really pray for that job, every project, because it's just beyond skill. You should really see, especially when I'm talking even more so for the gospel space, because most as you've noticed, maybe most projects this artist gets a vision. They know they have that title, your live recording. This is the vision God gave them. So you really need to actually understand what that vision is about, what that artist is about, what's the vision that God put here, and you really need to pray to just be in line. That's what makes projects successful, apart from the skill aspect. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I've not mentioned, but to me, those are very major things to do.
Indeed. Indeed profound. And pertaining that, as a director, I believe there needs to be a balance, because you have different skill sets. They also have their own form of, maybe everyone has their own form of thinking, nafikiria tuweke hii kitu hapo, unaonaje? So how do you strike the balance in terms of also allowing creativity in the music production, but also again not allowing too much into the creativity? Because I believe you have the vision in terms of this music, I am expecting it to be at this kind of stage.
So for me personally, what I do, I don't know what most people do, but for me, I prearrange most of my stuff on a basic level, at least to on a foundation, because at the end of the day, it's the director who has the vision from the artist. So it's the artist who tells me, this is what I want this music to sound like. And so for me, I go and produce that music on a basic level. And now I give the band that piece of music, which has the foundational structure, foundational idea, the melodies that are required, the progressions. Now, for me, where creativity comes in from the musician is to allow them to express it within that idea. And that, for me, is easier because, first of all, the most important thing is to get people who you trust. If you call people who you do not trust, hautawaamini with the interpretation, like they will be... Mtavutana. You will not trust that you will interpret this music, so to realize you are micromanaging a lot. So for me, I usually produce everything. Then people get to listen it before the first rehearsal. Then when we come to the rehearsal, just to finesse it, everybody to just interpret it within that context. So that for me is what creates that balance. Instead of just being in a rehearsal room and then starting to arrange from scratch. That takes a lot of time and it may drive everything else away from the vision of the music.